What's going on, my dude? So, this video is about 3 weeks old, but it's still relevant. It's still going on right now, so late but still relevant. Not too bad, not too bad. I haven't watched it yet. There's still an ongoing thing with Dragon Ball. Frenzy and chaos surrounding Dragon Ball money. This definitely has something to do with Toriyama's passing. The companies are eating each other alive, I'm guessing. Let's see what this is.
All right, everybody. So we got to talk about this article here. It's been sent to me by numerous people, and I saw that the translation was being worked on. I didn't actually realize the translation was done until, when I got this article, and I got this article sometime around Friday. So let's talk about it because I've seen people that are
Battle
already
for
covering
rights
this,
after
and
the
as you
death of
know,
the
when
author.
it comes to this type of stuff, like I bring a very nuanced and unique perspective. Not to mention that if you have been following this channel, if you've watched the streams and videos that I've been putting out going back to late last year, from the announcement of Daima and even a little bit before then, we've talked about the behind-the-scenes power struggle between Akio, Shueisha, and their fight.
I heard about that.
So if you've been following what I've been
Yeah.
talking about here on the channel, you're already somewhat abreast of the situation. However,
There was an employee. He worked closely with Toriyama, and he would pretty much be the one that told them if they could greenlight certain things. If Toriyama didn't want a movie, then he told them not to make a movie. They felt he was being too controlling over Dragon Ball's IP, so he made another company called Capsule Corp Tokyo, which would be responsible for creating anime works for Dragon Ball, which I think they're responsible for Sandland being created, and I heard Sandland wasn't supposed to come out when it did. If that's true, that's kind of crazy. Um, if they are allowed to create Dragon Ball anime, I wonder if they're going to be limited to what they're able to use. You know. But let's keep going. I wonder if Dragon Ball Daima's coming from Capsule Corp Tokyo, or if that's just Shueisha and Toei and all the usual people that work on it. Who knows? We'll see soon.
time
Pretty
that
sure
this
it's
is
Toei.
actually being talked about in the public space now. And as you can see right down here, well, you might not be able to see on your screen. Oh, yeah, you do. It's right there. Interview by Soichiro Morita in Weekly Toyo Keizai magazine, translated by Chronicle. So this is from an actual magazine in Japan. Now what we've been talking about here on the channel with Capsule Corp Tokyo's foundation and the budding heads behind the scenes, it is now public with even more information that I was not privy to. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Make sure you leave a like if you're stopping by, and I can explain all this to you. And make sure that you share this out, because I know some people are going to read about this and be confused and not know what's going on. But I'm going to do four. Now, the other one's obviously Legends, which has also done very well. Both Dokkan and Legends have been very lucrative.
Two mobile games.
IP.
I don't know if that new one's going to do as good as those two.
2022 achieved a global box office revenue of 13 billion yen. And remember, that's without even the best promotion. It still did well. In Saudi Arabia, a theme park of comparable scale in Tokyo Disneyland also had to be constructed. We talked about that here on the channel as well. This should be news to nobody who's subscribed.
I'm surprised they're not putting it in their own home country.
Make sure that you hit the bell and enable all notifications. That way you're told with every single video that comes out, you're at least notified of it. So that way you know when they drop and you can watch the video and keep updated. So here's where the news starts getting rather interesting. Let's go ahead and get to it. It says here, in March, the original author, Akira Toriyama, passed away, much to the regret of many. However, the momentum of Dragon Ball shows no signs of slowing down and continues to accelerate worldwide. Regarding its appeal, those involved unanimously agree at the simplicity. When we analyze why the games became hits in North America, it seemed that the straightforwardness of let's fight to see who's the strongest, which can be enjoyed without much thought, resonated with people.
Pretty much.
From Bandai Namco Group.
Pretty much.
I don't know, that sounds a little weird to me to say. Well, you don't have to think too much. That is true, though, that the simplicity,
Yeah, I wouldn't really agree with the
like
not thinking part, but the simplicity of fighting games. So, you know.
Is easy, and Dragon Ball games have always been a gateway for new fans to learn about the series.
Probably Breakers didn't resonate with me.
Major uproar due to person in charge going independent. Last year, there was an incident that caused an uproar in the business over this work. In May 2023, Akio Ioku, former head of Shueisha's Dragon Ball Room, went independent with several subordinates and established a new company, Capsule Corporation Tokyo, named after a fictional company that appears in the series, with the aim of managing creative activities and handling intellectual property rights. Mr. Ioku became the head of the Dragon Ball Room in 2016 after serving as editor-in-chief of...
Were they trying to take Dragon Ball entirely from Shueisha? That's what I'm wondering. Is that what they were trying to do? Were they trying to take, like, Dragon Ball entirely from Shueisha? Holy shit, this man slapped his cock on the table.
V-Jump. And I want to clarify something else about Ioku. Ioku is one of the only people to have direct contact with Toriyama.
Yeah.
Everything that appeared in Dragon Ball Super, even the anime, went through Ioku. Ioku is a very powerful man.
That's crazy.
Right-hand man for a reason. Even the Toriyama
Holy shit.
that he made for Dragon Quest, which isn't even something that Ioku is involved in, even the stuff he did for the video games, Ioku would look over. I mean, that's how close he was to Toriyama. Like, he literally
That's
was almost
insane.
like Toriyama's connect to the rest of the world, although there's a very small number of people that do have access to him directly. A Shueisha insider recalls, without consulting his superiors, Mr. Ioku unilaterally decided to make a film adaptation of Toriyama Sensei's Sandland. Now, that's an
Yeah,
interesting story.
he made that shit like
what you have to understand about this
when he wasn't supposed to, apparently.
Sandland thing is, and we got to make this clear, Sandland is not Toei. Sandland is Toho
It's not.
Films, the same company that put together Godzilla, Pokemon, Ultraman. That's
Yep.
who did Sandland, not Toei. And I remember seeing a lot of people ask me why Toho is doing it and not Toei. Well, I didn't know. Now we know because Ioku set up that deal directly with
Damn.
and cut Toei out. Now that's interesting.
Damn, Toei.
Who Shueisha's partnered with.
Damn.
So
Fuck.
starts to make more sense now as to why there was so much
Fuck.
with the Sandland project. He always focused on serving the author for better or for worse. See, that's the thing about Ioku. He always focused on making sure to preserve what Toriyama wants above all, and that's important because at least we know the purity of the
That's
story
crazy.
through Ioku.
Toei was gonna make it.
At the same time, there was
Fuck.
production companies and TV networks that
Yo,
had
he
to say
took that shit from them. He snatched that shit from their hands, bro. Holy
According
shit.
to these evaluations, progress was lacking in collaborations with the metaverse and AI that the higher up.
Yo, if this man snatches Dragon Ball, we might see Dragon Ball animated underneath a different company other than Toei for the first time. Who knows? And I'm not talking about outsourcing animation. I'm talking about like a real production handled by another company. That'd be interesting. But let's keep going. Yo, Shueisha fighting for their lives out here, dog. This man's trying to... Yo.
Were anticipating. So what basically is going on is Toei and Shueisha wanted to use AI for Dragon Ball, and
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, no, yo, Ioku. Take that shit from them. Take that shit the fuck away from me. I heard they were doing that shit with One Piece too. Take that shit from them. What the fuck? That's crazy. Nah, son. We got these corporate assholes who's been holding on to Dragon Ball since the 80s, right? And yeah, they've been working with Toriyama, but mainly, like, all they really cared about was the money involved, apparently, if they want to use AI. Ioku, who I actually cared about Toriyama, who pretty much did what Toriyama wanted. Like, I'm pretty sure Toriyama wanted this Sandland movie to be made, not the fans. This was for Toriyama, probably. Not gonna lie, I kind of trust this guy more than Toei right now. And Toei doesn't have a very good history, especially with content creators, so... Well, that's mainly a Japanese thing entirely, not just Toei when it comes to copyright. Their understanding of copyright is completely different from us, so I think it's like, it's not just Toei, it's Nintendo. It's all these motherfuckers over there. But, in terms of, like, respect for the intellectual property, this dude stopped him from using AI, man. I think we know who to vote for. Like, what the fuck?
An agreement with Ioku. How many people took a dump on Ioku when he started Capsule Corporation? There were people saying that, well, he's the reason Broly came back and the series won't advance. And I was telling people, like, no.
They're fucking stupid. If he's the reason he did that, that's good.
Gohan as the lead to Toriyama because he knows what's popular. He knows what connects with
Exactly.
right? That
And Gohan got his shine later on.
Than a storyteller. He's not a writer. He is a marketer and an executive, not a writer.
We do need writers involved, though. We need, like, a balance of both, in my opinion, because Dragon Ball is beyond this narrative. Dragon Ball's narrative is complete. Alright, the story of Dragon Ball is done, right? The work that is Dragon Ball has been done for years. Dragon Ball, the manga, from Kid Goku all the way up to fucking Goku versus Buu, that's Dragon Ball's core, alright? All the rest of this shit, it doesn't have to be a narrative masterpiece like everyone wants it to be. In my opinion, because Dragon Ball sort of elevated beyond. I'm not saying that Dragon Ball should have a shit narrative like the Heroes anime. That's not what I'm saying at all. But we need a balance of both, because we need dumb shit to happen. Bro, we have an evil fucking Goku. Tell me that's not marketing. If they focused on narrative only, do you think we would have got an evil fucking Goku? Tell me that right now. Do you think Broly would have came back if they only cared about narrative and not marketing? I don't think so. We're getting some good shit. We do need a balance of both, though. A balance of a strong narrative that makes fucking sense and bullshit marketing to make everyone happy. Alright? Everyone's saying, I hope Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego are the final forms of Dragon Ball, and I understand that at a narrative standpoint. But bitch, you want more forms. Don't lie. You want more forms. You want more toys. You want more. Honestly, and there's a narrative balance to do that. Make different variations of Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego. We don't need a Super Saiyan God 4 anymore. We don't need Super Saiyan Blue 3 anymore, to be honest. We don't really need that shit. Alright? They're making the forms make sense. And that's very smart. It's a balance of narrative and marketing. That's all we need. But obviously, certain parties only cared about the marketing standpoint and the marketing standpoint only, alright? Ioku, he's a marketing man. But he needs someone that, that's strong with the narrative. I hope he has that with the Dragon Ball Room. I think that's what the Dragon Ball Room is for. There's multiple brains being put to work to create a cohesive Dragon Ball story. Toyotaro got to be involved. He wrote the fucking Granola Saga. That was all him, apparently. So that's some good shit, in my opinion. Not the best shit, but it's still some good shit. Shit. How many times did I say the word shit? Who knows? Let's keep this going, though.
Again, he did not want AI. They wanted AI. I don't like
Disgusting.
AI, especially when it comes to art. Whether it be drawn on a piece of paper or digital art, or whether it comes with, like, movies and stuff like that. AI is not the way to go. As a result, in 2022, he was reassigned to a new business department.
They tried to fire this man.
Became the trigger, and within a year, Ioku went independent.
See, that's how you know Shueisha's full of shit. Just because this man didn't want them using AI, they tried to demote him and pretty much fire him almost to keep him away from Dragon Ball. So this man flexed and made his own Dragon Ball company. I want his side. Fuck Toei. Fuck Shueisha, these greedy ass motherfuckers. God damn it.
In videos I've done in detail, especially the video I did, Where is Dragon Ball Super? Why Dragon Ball Daima? I go into explicit behind the scenes reasons as to why Daima exists. And the reason why Daima exists is because Shueisha chose not to continue Super as an anime for the time being until the manga went ahead. And that
which it has. Not far enough, in my opinion, to have. If it was weekly, we would have been several arcs ahead, to be honest. Like, that strategy would have been good if it was a weekly manga. But, the strategy's still going to work, but look how long we got to fucking wait now, We getting arcs that skipped ahead with the superhero coming out, like, you got a superhero anime. Which was sort of weird because it takes place after Granola and it came out before Granola was even a thing, so it sort of made scaling the series hard, but that's a small thing. That's just a small thing. That shit rectified itself once the manga reached it. It's not really about the scaling issues. It's more about, like, the thirst of the fans, how long they're making us wait for this shit. They can't put us back in the dark ages that we were in after GT ended, which is worse for Japan because GT ended in America like around 2003 and 4, right? So America really only had like 5-year wait, but Japan been waiting for like 11 years. Because I consider Dragon Ball 2008 to be the beginning of Dragon Ball's resurgence. Because we started getting weird, like, we got Kai like 2 years afterwards, and then we got all these weird OVAs and shit. So Dragon Ball was sort of like picking up before 2013 is where, like, shit really hit the fan, and like Dragon Ball really like fucking, exploded in energy. But yeah, 2008 is like when it really started. Even like some of the designs that's used in Super came from the 2008 anime.
Wasn't gonna happen. Toriyama Sensei
The one
was
shot.
satisfied with Ioku being removed as he trusted him the most. Chairman Marue Horiuchi of Shueisha even went directly to Toriyama's residence in Aki Prefecture.
This man knew him on a personal level.
But he couldn't persuade him to stay.
Fuck Shueisha, bro. You money grubbing motherfuckers.
To talk to him, and Toriyama was still siding with Ioku.
Yo.
Crazy story. Said the aforementioned Shueisha
Give this man Dragon Ball, bro. And you know what? This is not the easiest thing to do. Because Shueisha has their hands on one of the most popular, most powerful intellectual entertainment properties of all time. Yeah, they're corrupt, but they're holding on to power right now. They don't want to give that shit away. And they have the ability to create infinite, easy money. That's the fucking problem that we're dealing with right now. Ioku might have, like, more pure intentions with it, but these motherfuckers already have it. It's crazy. I don't know how this is gonna go, to be honest.
Battle in a difficult position. Ioku was Toriyama Sensei's spokesperson, became independent, but the rights of the manga were managed by Shueisha. It was unclear who to consult regarding matters related to the original work. Which again, remember,
they can't get rid of this guy. He's too important.
Production of the anime and the games, not taking over Toei and Bandai, but working with them. through Toriyama instead of it being through Shueisha. This is a situation right here where Shueisha wants control and Ioku wants control, which again, we've talked about it before.
Yeah, it's a
That was
battle for
actually being talked
control.
about in public in a magazine. Meetings about Dragon Ball were organized very vaguely with all relevant parties being invited, which subtly included both Ioku and Shueisha representatives, making the coordination extremely stressful, said the aforementioned Bandai Namco.
Shit is insane.
Toriyama's passing occurred amidst this battle over rights. The discussion is
They knew this shit was coming, that's why. They've been fighting for a while.
Disputes have been ongoing and still remain unresolved, noted a Shueisha employee. So right now there's behind-the-scenes turmoil and infighting.
Dragon Ball's in trouble.
Now, I'm not sure if this is just about what's going to
I
happen.
wonder why, like, that's why we're getting all these fucking bangers. They got the end of Z DLC for Kakarot because they know Toriyama was about to pass. We're getting Dragon Ball Daima. That's an anime that's coming out, a series. Alright, it's not going to be as long as Super, I don't think so, but, you know, it's probably going to be like an average anime length, probably like length of My Hero season, you know, 20-something episodes, you know. I'm hoping it's more than 12. I forgot I think they confirmed that number, the amount of episodes, I forgot. But we're getting Sparking Zero, like, something's telling me, like, I don't know, they might still keep dropping Dragon Ball shit, but I wouldn't be surprised if shit just freezes, to be honest. Especially for, like, anime production. Shit just freezes. We don't get shit. That's going to be a problem. The games are going to continue, obviously. Because even when when there was no Dragon Ball, anime or manga going on, the games kept going, you know. They kept going on the PlayStation 1 all the way up to PS3 really, when Dragon Ball really came back. So the games are going to keep going, but we might not get any more new content for like an extremely long while, and that's going to suck balls. Might is not, as you know, this is just a probability because these motherfuckers are fighting, man. And if they're fighting, they're not producing. So we might be in trouble.
With the old stuff,
this is some bad shit right here.
Super. We've been wondering where the hell Dragon Ball Super has been. We've been wondering what.
Yeah, this shit. Oh, fuck.
From the passing of Toriyama, is he being put on ice by Akio? Lots of different theories.
You know, if Toyotaro is able to come back and do his own shit, maybe with Ioku by his side. Even if it's not the anime, the manga is better than nothing, man, alright? In the games, they're going to have to buckle and add the manga characters to the games, alright? They're going to have to do what Naruto does. That's why I respect Naruto Storm so much. They covered the manga content before the fucking anime. Dragon Ball games might need to start doing that, because if the anime might start shitting the bed, and if the manga's the only thing we got, put Moro in the game, put Granola in the game, you know? Give them voice actors. Doesn't have to be their final voice actors, but, you know, bring them to life in some way, shape, or form. Give us what we want. Give us Ultra Ego in the game. That's really going to, you know, feed us. I think that's going to feed a lot of Dragon Ball fans. So, who knows what the fuck is going to happen with this. This is bad.
In the scenes, who have said that at no point have they been told that Dragon Ball Super is over. So it's still open. And it seems like what's going on here is, at least from my...
Your Dragon Ball Super still going. They don't know what the fuck to do, though.
Because they gotta go past this first. The discussions continued without the original author, and the disputes have been ongoing and remain unsolved. So even without Toriyama, it's still going on.
Jeez.
Some industry executives are looking towards a resolution that involves the family, saying it depends how the family feels about it. So it'll be up to Toriyama's family.
Ioku's gonna win. No. Toriyama's family has this position now, alright? They have to make a choice, alright? Like, obviously, the right choice for them to make would be to side with Ioku, with Capsule Corporation, because they were closer with Toriyama. They have Toriyama's best interest at heart. But then we have Toei Animation and Shueisha, alright? These motherfuckers are a giant corporation. These motherfuckers can feed their family money forever. They will never have to work ever again, and they probably don't. If Shueisha, you know what? But guess what? Dragon Ball is so powerful. I think once it leaves Shueisha's hands, I mean, they still got One Piece, so I think they're going to be alright. They're still going to have Dragon Ball in a form, in a sense. Let me explain, because there's a lot of anime that are in this position right now. Fist of the North Star and Saint Seiya were owned by Shueisha and Shonen Jump, right? And they still have rights to the manga, right? Fist of the North Star ended, but it's still getting new shit. And Saint Seiya has a new manga going on right now. I mean, it's been going on for years, but let's say the Saint Seiya manga ended, right? There's like the Dragon Ball Super equivalent to Saint Seiya is going on right now, but it's not owned by Shueisha. So Shueisha, they can't use any of those new powerful forms that are being introduced in the manga that the characters are getting. These crazy fucking dimension breaking, timeline altering god forms. I honestly don't know what the fuck is happening. but they could still use the old shit though. So Shueisha, they're still gonna be able to use everything from Dragon Ball to GT to Super. But once Ioku owns it, anything new that Ioku does, Ioku's gonna have access to everything Shueisha has access to, plus whatever he intends to create. Because I think that's where Fist of the North Star and Saint Seiya are with Shonen Jump, because they still own the rights to like the original versions, but all the new shit that they've been dropping, like there's new lore characters in Fist of the North Star that Shueisha can't use. If any of you's been watching the Legend of the Savior movies for Fist of the North Star or the Legend of the Dark King anime, that chick Reina who's trying to glob on Rao, who's trying to get the sucky from Rao, yeah, Shonen Jump can't use her. She's alright. And she's from a canon area that was introduced on Shonen Jump version of Fist of the North Star. She's from the land of Shura. I'm going into details motherfuckers don't know, but I'm for you motherfuckers that do know, if you know, you know, right? And it's still understandable. I'm giving niche references, but I think I'm making it clear enough. It's going to be a weird copyright situation where they're still going to have Dragon Ball to a percentage, but they're just not going to have any new shit that might come out in the future. They're going to be stuck at Ultra Instinct pretty much. So let's keep going, because that's pretty much what's happening with Fist of the North Star and Saint Seiya.
His kids to decide. Remember how that story came out about how Toriyama's son would be taking over Dragon Ball? A lot of people, once again, they report information wrong, don't know what they're talking about. People assume that meant that the son was going to actually start writing Dragon Ball. Like,
no.
That's not what that means. It means that he ends up taking over the estate. He ends up taking over Bird Studios.
The company.
He ends up being the guy to take over for Toriyama as far as answering questions and things of that nature. So he's the one that basically gets
business decisions
made. Nowhere does it say that he's going to be the next writer or that he's even an artist.
Yeah.
I don't believe he's even an artist. So it's mostly he has to be the one, at least him and everybody else in that family, to make the decision. The question remains who.
This is some serious shit, man.
Massive IP. The future of the bogged down battle, which is not befitting a shonen manga, remains unclear. Well, I don't know about that because
Dragon Ball doesn't deserve this
manga, but certainly not that many. Nevertheless, though, this seems to be the story that until this gets resolved, like they're right now just waiting. I guess everybody, whether it be Toyotaro, whether it be
it fucking sucks. Everyone's hands are tied.
To get resolved. But now it's
they had to drop Sparking Zero. It was like, I don't know if we would have got Sparking Zero if everything was still going great, to be honest. I feel like they gave us Sparking Zero because I think it was a move of desperation. They knew they were about to be in fucking limbo. Maybe I'm wrong, the games might still going, but they wanted to slap their dick on the table. They wanted to leave us off with something crazy, and this was probably like the biggest bomb they could drop on us that could satiate us while they sort this out. This is probably the best thing they could have done. Either this or Budokai 4 or some shit. Who knows?
Go one way, Shueisha wants to go the other way, just like with Dragon Ball Super. It's exactly like what I heard about Super. That 2019 thing, that was Akio wanting Dragon Ball Super to come back, and that wasn't the case. So,
motherfucker.
Apparently, Shueisha, once again, I would rather Akio take over because he actually cares.
He cares about what Dragon Ball is.
And of course, he wants the Super Anime to eventually come back too, among other reasons. He's not perfect, but that's my pick. So on your screen right now, if you've missed on a lot of this news,
shit is crazy.
There are some videos that you must watch, not just about Daima, but also the video I put out late last year about the behind the scenes.
So yeah, this was Geekdom 101. Gotta give him the credit. Follow Geekdom 101. He's the Dragon Ball guy on YouTube. Get all your shit from here. Alright, he covers a series and stuff outside of the fiction like this business battle. So, very good source for Dragon Ball news and stuff like that. So yeah, this is the unfortunate situation that Dragon Ball's gonna have to deal with. And it's a sign of bad things to come. Alright, we're gonna have to really embrace all this new shit that we're getting. Embrace Daima, because this might be it after this for a long time. Embrace Sparking Zero. I think the games are going to be alright. The games are going to keep going. Alright? The game developers, there's an infinite amount of shit that they could do that, Heroes, the anime, even though it was Toei animating, it's a video game first. That's why they were able to do so much crazy shit with Super Saiyan 4 Broly and all that crazy shit. So, the games are able to do shit that, they might be able to hold us off is what I'm saying. But it's still a really scary time to be a Dragon Ball fan. We still have shit to look forward to, but I'm worried about the future after that stuff drops. What's after Daima, It isn't here yet, but once Daima and Sparking Zero comes in October, they're both coming in October. I'm telling you, October is a crazy month. There's a lot of shit coming out in theaters, games, anime. It's going to be a crazy month. Autumn this year, usually last year it was summer that was crazy, but this year is autumn, man. I'm telling you. But yeah, man, I fear for Dragon Ball's future. Fandom's gonna hold us down. Obviously, we already know the fandom have we have the most creative fandom out of all fandoms in history. All right, we're gonna create fan mangas, fan anime, fan games. If the video games drop the ball, which I don't think they will, they know what we want now. Dragon Ball Fighters really did change Dragon Ball games, by the way. That's why all the games look the way they do now. Dragon Ball Fighters did that, so we're still in a good place in terms of like other properties, just not with the anime and the story itself. So cross your fingers and let's just hope that this shit gets resolved because it's not good for us in the long run. Peace.